Good morning, everyone. I thought I'll share a few quick ideas and strategies that will help you as a brand, as an organization, to integrate gamification. Now, gamification is the concept of applying game techniques, game mechanics, or game design techniques, or integrating big data in a way that is relevant to your digital marketing metrics, ROI, and goals. It can be used by integrating apps, tools, or simple yet innovative processes with your social media marketing campaigns. The idea of empowering your brand, your users, your consumers, your prospects, or even your employees, if you're part of a corporate training kind of a program within your organization. The idea is to empower them, to encourage them to have real-time conversations and engagement with your brand. It could also be to give them incentives in a way to make repeat purchases or upgrades or anything for that matter. Yeah, or like I said, in case of employees, to encourage them to take more training programs and upgrade their skills. Yeah. So using or integrating gamification as a digital marketer or a digital agency or as an organization itself, there are a few specific strategies that or steps that you can keep in mind. Of course, it always sounds wonderful when you have some innovative processes to encourage users to take initiatives on their own. But there are specific steps that you can definitely ensure that the gamification process is taken place in a smooth way. Yeah. So step one would be as simple as start with a simple idea. Yeah. So let's say as an organization, your idea is to encourage your employees to upgrade their skills on a regular basis or upgrade their know-how by taking specific skills upgradation programs within your organization or attending specific training programs. Now, it's always a difficult situation to push people to attend such programs. So, the idea is to use gamification in a way that will encourage them to actively participate in such. So, you can have them to use the company's app from their smartphones, or increase the number of hours per day of them using a particular application within your organization. Or if you're a brand or an organization, you can have a simple goal like increasing footfalls at your retail store or inside your restaurant by, let's say, 35% during a period of 1 quarter or 3 months. Yeah. So goals again need to be specific here, which will help you to understand and measure at the same time if the gamification strategy and process is working or not. So that's the first step. Start with a simple but clear and specific goal. Step two is give your end users an incentive to do the same. Yeah. So when I say do the same, for this you could make use of any tools or services or apps online that help you professionally to integrate gamification as part of your business model. Yeah. So there are sites like badgeville.com which will help you to do a gamification integration within your social media campaign. Step three would be to ensure your website or your app has the gamification process or tool integrated within your campaign. Now, this will help you to track every relevant information that you wish and to understand who's using the app more frequently, who's performing specific actions, which will help them to get more scores. And at the end of the day, as a brand, it will help you to understand that, okay, I have these people who are using my product or service X number of times, which is what my particular goal is from this particular campaign. Step four, incentives. Now, this is the most crucial part. So, when you add incentives or rewards for your end users to encourage them by adding in the form of incentives or instant gratification that they use the app or engage with your brand regularly, you have to ensure specific things. So, simple three rules I would say that you can keep in mind, which will always, keep you in constant pace with the learning process. At the same time, it will help you to ensure that you're on track by giving them the right incentives to take part of. Now, what do I mean by saying three rules or right incentives? The first one is give your end users an opportunity to integrate their personal goals to your platform. Now, when I say personal goals to your platform, what exactly do I mean? So let's take an example that you're a health and wellness institute and you want to encourage more users to come to your center and maybe use XYZ services or purchase XYZ products from your brand. But consistently asking users to buy your products is not the social media way, because the term itself is social, right? So you need to give them value at every point of time so that they are comfortable engaging with your brand and build a trust and loyalty with your business. So the idea is to help them enable a personal goal. So as a health and wellness institute, you could give a simple example of take X number of steps per day, yeah, or takes X number of complete 10,000 steps during a period of, I don't know, 1 week, something which is achievable also, and something which will ensure that takes care of their health and fitness on a regular basis. So these steps they could take in running or jogging or even simple walking, yeah. So encourage them to walk once every 3 hours or 4 hours, get up from their seat and move around. That's the biggest challenge which organizations today have, right, with their employees and customers. So what happens when you integrate personal goals for people, which is achievable, easy, and at the same time actually helping them to help their health and fitness levels? What happens is brands automatically get loyalty. Yeah, automatically are able to build trust with these end users because they realize that you as a brand are allowing me to integrate my personal goals as part of your digital strategy campaign using gamification. So that's a very powerful way to encourage them. So there was another example for a brand in UAE. So what it was a banking and financial institution. What they did is I loved this particular strategy which they used. So what they did is they said download a particular app of the bank. They told all their customers and said every time you complete X number of steps or you burn X number of calories during a period of XYZ time, you will get additional incentive in the form of additional percentage of savings or something of that sort. So it was very, very weird at start for the customers to believe that all the brand wants from them is to take care of their health. Yeah, and in return, the company is going to give them better interest rates or whatever is the incentives that they were providing. But from the brand's point of view, from the bank's point of view, it was a beautiful concept. They said the more healthy an individual is, the more better chances of them making more money and investing more in our own organization. So it is a win-win situation. So these kind of personal goals can be a very powerful game changer as a brand when you're able to integrate that with your gamification strategy. So that is the first rule you need to keep in mind when it comes to gamification. The second one is let them have the power. Let them have the power to brag by making it worth bragging about. So what do I mean when I say worth bragging about? I read 5 pages of a book. Now that is not something which is worth bragging about, right? So let's say from a health or a wellness point of view, I completed a 10-kilometer run today. So that is something worth bragging about from an individual's point of view. Yeah, from a let's say from a restaurant's point of view, you can actually ask them to create some cool recipes if they are foodies, or take some amazing pictures of different places that you've eaten, put them together in a collage and say, I visited X number of restaurants or places over a period of time. And that is something they could win badges over, saying I've checked in and I'm a foodie and this is what I understand. The idea is whoever they are, whatever their personal goals are, and whatever they enjoy as an individual doing, that could be a powerful incentive to help them brag on a personal level in a public platform or a social platform. The idea is, let's say I am tagging your brand and saying I completed the 10-kilometer run, and you have written a book which is about health, fitness, and running. Obviously, it's not directly about your book at that point of time, but it brings you closer and connects you with people who are interested, probably who are prospects of buying your book. Yeah, so that's an easy way of encouraging. Similarly, let's say you are a publishing house, so you could actually encourage users to say these are the list of authors, and if you have read any of these books, you can tag yourself with a selfie picture while you have read this book or after completing the book, with a small review of that book. It needn't be the current book that you're promoting as a publishing house, but it could be something which is directly or otherwise associated with your brand. So these are some very wonderful ways in which you can encourage users to brag about what their achievements are. The third rule that I would like to keep in mind is ensure that it's an achievement that is not offensive and something that people really care about. Yeah. Now, why is this rule very important? Is because sometimes as a brand, we have seen a lot of social media campaigns backfire. Yeah? So that happens when the brands get carried away of what social really means and the power of digital. The power of digital is intensely immense, I would say, because it allows you to go viral in real time without you having control over it, which is also a good thing and a bad thing. It's a bad thing if it goes against what you have in mind. It's a good thing if it works in your favor, right? So what I mean when I say the third rule of gamification, when you're having a process integrated into your gamification strategy, make sure it is non-offensive. It might be a slang, it might be a word, it might be something which is just casual or a colloquial term for you. to connect well with the audiences, but do not make use of these terms or ask users to do something which may or may not be offensive to somebody. Let me give you an example. I obviously can't share the name of the brand, but a few years ago, we saw a post on Facebook where a brand who was into health and fitness, they put up a post saying, tag a friend of yours who is fat and obese, and push them to, um, join our fitness group or be as fit as you. So this went, obviously this backfired because a lot of people got offended. Fat shaming or body shaming, as they call, is a very negative way, and especially if a brand is encouraging that behavior, it's a really straight, simple no. Yeah. So gamification, the idea is when you integrate it properly with your digital marketing campaigns, it can empower your brand to even generate actual ROI, like actual sales conversion. So we have done that as Tech Divine, as a digital agency. We have been able to integrate gamification successfully for restaurants, for hotel business, for health and wellness institutes, for home decor businesses. We have been able to do it for even B2C retail and few other industries. Yeah. So travel is a very powerful industry for one of our clients, wherein we integrated gamification in a simple way that encouraged users to engage with the brand and build trust, and eventually even actually make bookings in real time. So let's say a simple example, we increased the restaurant footfalls for one of our clients by over 23% in less than a month, and increased their brand conversations and engagement in real time by about 45%, just using the right social media marketing gamification strategy. So always make sure that the process is valuable for end users and at the same time integrated in a fun and entertaining way with added incentives. Yeah. So the proper use of gamification technique, if when you integrate it with your digital marketing campaign the right way, it can help you to drive higher ROI, deliver actual revenue and business results. It can give your brand a really massive advantage with, let's say, even real-time engagement and conversations, thus building brand buzz, product buzz, brand loyalty, and so on. It can help you increase brand and customer loyalty in real time. It can increase brand purchases, product downloads, visit to a particular page or an in-store or a physical store. You can ask them to drop in with the right set of incentives given to them from time to time. So I thought I'll quickly share for specific industries of how we have used digital marketing integrated with gamification to empower the businesses and brands. So let's say for one of the industries that I would like to talk about is restaurants. So when it comes to restaurants, build gamification dedicated apps. So encourage your customers to download this app for free. Yeah, that's the first step. I know even convincing people to use something for free could be a very daunting task, but offer them a discount coupon on downloading the app and tell them that you can use, once you've downloaded, you get this code and you can come down to our restaurant for the first time and use the code and you get XYZ percentage of discount or maybe a free drink or something with the first menu bill that you have. So let's say download the app, get them to avail the discount while dining at your restaurant. For ensuring that this app is used actively, add leaderboards. Now what do I mean when I say leaderboards? So leaderboards will allow you to constantly monitor who's consistently using that app or coming down to your center or your restaurant or your business place of business, and it becomes a healthy competition for users also when it's publicly seen. So let me give you an example. You say every time you come and check inside the restaurant, yeah, you can see your name. You're publicly checked in using a social networking platform, let's say like Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, and you can see your name on the leaderboard. And more frequently, your name appears on the leaderboard, the higher points you score. At the end of every week, you can see who is the most, who has won the most number of points. You can even add. So what we did in this particular case, in the case of this restaurant businesses, we not only added incentives or points to them whenever they checked in at the restaurant physically, we also bifurcated by adding different levels of such points. So they check in, they get, let's say, 3 points. They check in with a photograph, they get 5 points. They check in with a small video clip, they get 7 points. They check in with some friends and tag them simultaneously, they get 9 points. So the idea is at the end of the month, if you are on the top of the leaderboard, you get XYZ incentives from the brand side. You get a merchandise, you get a free discount coupon, you get some free drink for the next X number of times that you come in. These could depend on you as a business to what level of incentives do you wish to give to these brands. Yeah. So this is a very powerful way in which, innovative ways in which users also love using such kind of techniques, apps, and because it gives them incentives. At the same time, it's a healthy way to compete with their friends and people whom they don't even know, yeah, on a public platform as a leader. Second industry I would like to let's say quickly share is live events. So with Facebook Live, Periscope, live events have you know um, taken over the business and content marketing strategies. So ask users to share pictures live from your events. Ask them to share a quick video clip, maybe a 5 second or a 10 second Periscope clip, or something on Instagram. Ask them to tag your brand every time you do that. Use a unique hashtag. Yeah. So conduct contests where users can click pictures. Example, using a dedicated hashtag for their brand or that event, and share it across multiple social networking sites by tagging your brand profile on Facebook and so on and so forth. You can track their progress using these gamification apps that I was discussing. And the more people are sharing, at the end, you can always have an incentive saying at the end of the event, we'll see who is on the top 10 list and they'll get some XYZ incentives. So the idea is in real time, not only the users get to see their names going up and down the more frequently they share, you get to see their content, how it's engaged with the audience, how it's connecting, how it's resonating with every other user, how frequently is it liked, loved, or responded to. Yeah, so it's a very beautiful way to really push that live event and add further, value to it. Third one is UGC. So user generated content is it's one of my very favorite ways of engaging with a brand. Obviously, a content marketing strategy. If you are a content marketer, if you generate exceptionally good content, it will reach out to a large number of users. No doubt about that. But it's always a difficult task to generate exceptionally good quality content. But ironically, here what I feel is if you as a brand are able to encourage users to generate content for you, which is user generated content, there's nothing like it, because if there is a brand ambassador who's talking for you, I think that's the best way to push brand name or brand buzz and brand loyalty. Because let's face it, today more than celebrities endorsing a brand, people who are familiar faces or who are general public, them or these type of individuals promoting or talking about a brand resonates a better trust level than having celebrities do it in majority of the circumstances. Yeah. So user generated content, you can conduct polls, you can encourage, let's say, users to create and content online. In obviously you have to give them some specific guidelines that they can keep track of, and once approved, the content goes live. It can be integrated with tweets or Facebook posts or Instagram posts or live video clips, or even beautiful ways to empower both content strategy and SEO through blogging. Yeah, so you track the content submitted on your site using your gamification tools. You can get the best content be featured on your website based on more and more users engaging with the brand. Allow them to share the content on social sites to earn more votes through polls, so they can encourage more of their friends to come and vote for them. So the idea is, not only are you helping them to promote their content, but at the same time you're also encouraging and inviting users to have a look at your brand, of how you connect with the audiences in real time. Yeah, so that is one more. Then one more I would like to share is, let's say, fitness. Again, I was talking about fitness. So fitness and health using apps, or let's say geo fencing or mobile marketing. These are all very powerful ways in which we have worked with a lot of brands, a lot of our client brand partners with Tech Divine Creative Services as a digital agency, and help them achieve specific goals during a specific timeline. So integrating geo fencing, or as in location based apps, yeah, with mobile marketing techniques as part of your gamification strategies to help boost your brand's actual ROI in real terms, to generate leads, inquiries. These are something which we've actually done. So it's a very great way to do it. Example, let's say as a brand or your product, your focus is to empower users, saying that use our product and be more healthy. Yeah. So you can say wellness or fitness related, you can integrate a gamification tool or process for those who practice fitness, enjoy running, enjoy working out in the gyms and stuff like that. You can help them create their own goals within your app. So the earlier one which we were talking about, enable personal goals within your app. So you can do that as a health and fitness business. And you can share motivational quotes or messages. At the same time, share congrats message when they have achieved their goal. Give them maybe an incentive saying that you have achieved the XYZ goal, which you had planned 15 days ago. And here is our incentive for doing that. So you can give them a bonus or a value add or a freebie, a trial period of using your product, app or service. Or if it's an actual product, you can give them discounts because they have achieved their goal, and so on and so forth. So, so these are some ways in which you can create incentives, but at the same time ensure that these incentives are some way or the other related to your brand, product, and service. So the corporate communication tone, message has to be in sync. Yeah. To why this is very essential is because, let's say you are a health and fitness center, giving them a movie ticket might be a wonderful way to give incentives, but it disconnects with the brand's idea and message. So never do that as a brand. Yeah, just because there is some incentive which is looking interesting and people might like, don't go for it unless and until it connects with your brand some way or the other. Yeah. One more thing I can share with you is in-store shopping or online shopping. That's a very beautiful way in which some of our clients have empowered their business whenever we have integrated social media with gamification for them. So every time a user shops, offer them incentives in the form of, let's say, loyalty points or rewards which gets automatically credited to their account. And when they, let's say, share their shopping experience by tagging the brand page online, top it up with, let's say, free parking. It's a very powerful incentive, right? Free parking or valet parking, or the next time you come down, you can check out the exclusive section before anybody else does. And these are some very powerful ways to give incentives to shoppers. Yeah, you can encourage them to come down to the shop by saying this is the latest product which nobody else has, and only you have access to it on this particular day because you are among the top 50 shoppers or people who talk about a brand online positively. So you can give them more value-add services like gift certificates, discount codes, vouchers, beautiful gift wrapping if they want to send it to somebody else, free shipping with the same for getting these as incentives. Yeah. So before we wrap up, I thought I'll quickly share a few gamification terms which you can be aware of. Badges is one of the most common or frequently used gamification term which you might hear a lot. So these are virtual awards, recognitions, or trophies awarded to your end users. The idea is to showcase each level of progress and achievement that they have achieved as individuals. Badges encourage users to use more and more of your app or your website, or encourage them to tag your brand more. Yeah, gives them an opportunity to not only publicly display or talk about your brand, but also share them through social networking with their peers, friends, etc. Second is players. Players are people obviously who are within the gamification. They can be your customers, your prospects who you want them to become customers. Yeah, so XYZ player is on top of a leaderboard this week. So displaying that with their profile picture, obviously with their approval, adds incentive for you to say that I have a user who is actually online and actively using my product and enjoying the process. At the same time, it helps them to become more actively aware of what they are doing. If they are comfortable sharing such incentives, especially like I said, if it's a book or let's say reading habits or fitness or health or restaurants where people are already sharing a lot of stuff online every time they do a particular activity. So it's a very great way to further give them incentives to do them as a brand. Leaderboards, obviously. So leaderboards are as simple as saying who's on the top 10, top 15, top 20. You can decide that as a brand. So you can actually put those scores and manage them in real time using the right gamification tool, which will help users compete with them in a healthy way. Yeah. And feedback mechanics. So feedback mechanics are the core reason why the gamification techniques do so well. So example, hey, saying XYZ user, you are on top 1% of the leaderboard this week, keep going. Or you just earned the genius badge, wow, you're amazing. Yeah, these are some powerful ways in which feedback mechanics will further encourage users to keep using that brand. We have seen a lot of apps nowadays doing that with us. You have not come to you have not used the app, you have not come to the page for the last 1 week, check out what is happening new. Simple ways to give feedback to the users of how they could further use or improvise their experience with the brand. Further, finally, points. So points can be different level of points. You can give different sections in which your points could be health points, experience points, loyalty points. Yeah, you can name them in a way which is it's able to resonate with the brand and connect with the brand's term. So if the brand has a specific term which it consistently uses across all its social media messages, use those as the point terms. To give you an example, from a let's say from an industry point of view of fitness again. So health points or fit 700 fit points, something of that sort. So it still connects audiences with what they're really achieving and what is the brand message that you want to give. So always remember the best gamification app is the one which is user friendly and at the same time gives its players the flexibility to integrate their own personal goals and motivation as part of the gaming process. So the idea is irrespective of which brand or business that you are working with, make sure that you are able to keep in mind that it's the users success rate, it is the users incentives, it is the users point of view that they would like to share and what is worthy for them in terms of their attitude or approach, or what is worthy of them to be shared online. And if you can integrate these aspects together, you will have a very successful gamification strategy as part of your social media marketing, ensure at every single point of time you are able to track and measure your gamification strategy and give plenty of room for it to improve at any point of time. Yeah. So I hope this was an interesting value add in terms of what gamification and how can it help you as a brand. Feel free to reach me for any queries. I'm there at ananthv.com, ananthv.com. Have a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.